In our weekend politics segment, joining me now, Basil Smikle, former Senate aide to Hillary Clinton, and Tom Doherty, former advisor to New York Governor George Pataki. Good morning, gentlemen. Good to have you here.
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day to both of you as well. So, of course, you heard what we're starting with. This young man was able to go out and buy these guns, pass all the background checks. He had 2 semi-automatic weapons in the car with him. He had over 400 rounds of unspent ammunition. What do we need to do to keep guns out of the hands of the mentally disturbed?
Well, you need real mental health reform in this country, but let's background checks in this country.
But before you go on, I want to, before we say where are the parents, I want to be fair to the parents in this case, because the parents, it certainly appears that they called authorities a month or so ahead of this whole thing and said, look, our son is having trouble. Could you please go look in on him? So it doesn't, at least from the first look at the facts in this case, it doesn't look like the parents were completely negligent in any way.
No, it doesn't. But when a 22-year-old's driving a BMW, we need stronger background checks. We need to make sure that mentally ill, young, old, middle-aged people do not buy weapons.
Part of that sounded very democratic of you.
It's not democratic, it's common sense. I think that NRA gun owners will agree with me, allowing some common sense measures to be put in place. That's what America wants, common sense.
Yeah,
also, why can't they do that?
Well, because, you know, the NRA is about self in neighborhoods all across this country, not just when you have terrible incidents like this.
All right, well, let's turn our attention to the midterm elections, where not one established GOP candidate lost, and of course some of them were being challenged by members of the Tea Party in particular. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell really easily beat his Tea Party opponent, Matt Bevin, 60% to 35%. Now, while losing races, I'll throw this at you. Is the Tea Party still winning the conservative culture war? Tom, did McConnell have to move a little bit more to the right in order to satiate what is becoming a growing Tea Party minority?
No, look, I think the Tea Party forever has been who can win their states come November.
Basil, right now, the majority in the Senate, the Democrats hold it. 55 seats, the Republicans 45, but with the results of the midterm elections, are Democrats scared?
I think they have reason to be scared, and a lot of...
Basil Smikle, former Senate aide to Hillary Clinton, Tom Doherty, former advisor to New York Governor George Pataki, thank you so much for giving up part of your Sunday morning to share it with us.
It's always good to be with you, John.
Ah, shucks, you make me blush when you talk like that. He's not shaving his beard for the New York Rangers, by the way. Ukraine. On the topic of presidential politics, over the course of the last month, Tea Party candidates have performed pretty poorly in primary races. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell defeated his Tea Party opponent, Matthew Bevin, by 25 points, while in Idaho, Congressman Mike Simpson beat his Tea Party challenger, Brian Smith, by 24 points. Yet, at the Republican Leadership Conference in Louisiana Saturday, the Tea Party emerged on top in a poll of attendees about most favored presidential candidates. Senator Ted Cruz led the pack at 30%. Dr. Ben Carson was next with 29%. Senator Rand Paul checked in with 10%. Lenny, does the GOP have an identity crisis like the main character in that old movie, Sybil?
I mean, it's 2 years out. I mean,
does the Democratic Party like seeing an extreme right candidate like Ted Cruz make it to the top of such a poll like this?
Is water wet? No, yes, we further to the right, which I don't think is in line where most of the country is.
We gotta go. Tara Dowdell, Democratic strategist and former aide to New Jersey Governor Jim McGreevey. Lenny McAllister, he worked Leviathan into the discourse here. I appreciate that. Conservative political commentator and former U.S. congressional candidate. Thank you so much for weighing in.